Hello, welcome Libra. We're going to be doing your 2024 and 2025 astrology and tarot reading. Welcome to Lugal's world. So Isaac, tell us about this these years for them.
Yeah, so we are doing this video just before, about 5 days before the start of eclipse season, which will be the lunar eclipse, and that is in Libra. And so this is the tone, this is sort of setting the tone for your year, Libra, basically. I think the Libra Aries axis this year, 2024, and then moving to 2025 is defined by the Aries Libra axis. And so if you have your ascendant, sun, moon, or key planets, stellium in Libra, so we're talking about sort of tropical Libra here, but there is some overlap with the sidereal placement as well. So this is, you are playing a central role in balancing the collective, I guess, staying balanced yourself and then balancing the collective across this year, because that is fundamentally what Libra is. Libra is the scales of justice, but that comes through balance, through what works. What a compromise is that serves multiple people, not just one person. How interpersonal relationships are established and maintained. How fairness is adjudicated. Even these are all Libra qualities which we can relate back to the scales. I think the key word is balance for Libra, for the Libra archetype, for you Librans who embody these qualities. You're the seventh house part of this balance mainly. So first house, second house, seventh house, Aries, Libra, and so you most likely find yourself playing a harmonizing, unifying, moderating, even mediating role throughout this year, throughout these next 12 months. I think, and this will be established. So the tone of your year and the role that you play will be established, I think, around this lunar eclipse. So it will occur across the 25th and the 26th of March. For me, so speaking personally, to give other people some insight, I have my South Node in Libra and also in the 7th house. So basically all that very strong aligned Libra 7th house axis energy there. And the lunar eclipse will be exactly conjunct my South Node. So essentially the South Node and the moon will be conjunct my natal South Node. And I see this as, this is going to be a very Libra moment for me. With the South Node, I see that as things that we're letting go of, things that we're becoming detached from, and also things that we're incredibly grateful for. And any experiences that we have tied to our South Node, because that's what's behind us, is what we bring into this incarnation. I guess that's the archetypal sort of story of the nodes. The tail of the dragon being the South Node, Ketu, the head of the dragon being Rahu. It's this evolutionary path, and so the South Node, Ketu, is where we're moving away from, what we brought in, things we've learned in past lives, past experiences, karmic baggage, I guess, and we're appreciating that, we're being grateful for it, we're rooting ourselves, having our foundations in that energy, because it's what we know, it's what we mastered previously. But we're letting go of it. We're consciously moving away from it, because we know that's not where we're destined to move towards. It's not where we can most experience new things, new archetypes. And so I see this Libra eclipse, and many other astrologers do as well, as sort of things that we're letting go and moving on from. Because that is fundamentally what the South Node is, and this is a South Node eclipse. So in my mind now, I'm very very mindful of identifying things that I need to let go of, particularly in terms of relationships. And it's not to say I have to just break relationships off, and it doesn't mean that I'm actually going to have to end one. That it could be the start of new relationships, but the underlying process will be one of letting go of something, detaching from it, and showing appreciation and gratitude for that I've embodied that. And so I believe, Librans, this is sort of something that you will need to channel as well, especially over the lunar eclipse, but then setting the tone going forward as well, to play this balancing role, to play this harmonious role. It might require things, letting go of things, letting things just slowly move away, and that might be initiated by this lunar eclipse. Yes, personally for me, so find out where this lunar eclipse what house it will occur on in your natal chart. If it is the 7th house like me, it's going to be very much to do with relationships, to do with partnerships we formed or are forming. So yeah, and then once you sort of see how that plays out in real life, in your life, then we have that tone sort of established, that Libra sort of tone established for the rest of the year. We can get a better sense of sort of where we're moving forward then, and how we can really help in this balancing act. Because I think if we look at that Libra Aries axis, Aries will be where the total solar eclipse is on April 8th. A lot of powerful things going on there. The eclipse, so the new moon will be conjunct basically to the minute Chiron. So incredibly, this revelation of the Chiron archetype, the Wundertier archetype into the world. That's what we're going to see probably around April 8th. So in Aries, there's going to be some fire. It's going to be very active. It's going to be very there's going to be a lot of determination, willpower. These are all Aries things. So there's going to be a lot of fiery energy in however this eclipse manifests. And so Librans, it's that first sort of test, that balancing test. We sort of got that preparation with the lunar eclipse in a few days' time, 25th, 26th of March. And that's prepared us to really ground and stabilize. So bringing a bit of earth energy, I guess. But then, really stepping into our roles, I think, across that solar eclipse period, and then keeping that going across the rest of the year. So there's sort of a 6-month period after the solar eclipse before we have next eclipse season, which will be October. And that next solar eclipse will be in Libra. So you can see straight away how with this eclipse season, it's fundamentally defined by Aries and Libra. And so the solar eclipse in October will be exactly conjunct Mercury. So it'll be a south node, again, so a south node solar eclipse with Mercury on the same degree, pretty much. So got this six-month period of essentially perhaps this sort of stabilizing, balancing role in ourselves, but also around us, utilizing whatever the archetypes of the planets that we might have in Libra, or even 7th house as well. Understanding that, if you've got Mercury in Libra, balance in your thoughts, harmonious speech, so focusing on thoughts, articulation, communication, speech, that's sort of where you're playing a role. If you have Moon in Libra, it's more an emotional, balancing emotions, playing an emotionally stabilizing role, a sort of motherly role even. That's what we associate with the Moon. So yeah, take cues from what planets you do have in Libra, if it's one of the main planets, even your ascendant, and then you can understand the flavor of the role that you'll be playing, and then also how you can most make it work in your personal life as well. So Libras are always relationship focused, but probably most likely relationship stuff will be coming to the forefront this year, just because we have that axis going on. So yeah, they're the main sort of things that came to mind when I was stepping into the scales and putting myself there.
We hope you enjoyed the reading. Isaac and I have procured 6 individual points of your celestial star reading, unfolding over each month by joining our Patreon.
Each month, you will receive an ongoing, personalized astrology and tarot reading, allowing you to unearth the archetypal forces, curses, and blessings impacting your life.
Rise from the ashes. Regulus readings. Yeah, so on the tarot side, the card that came up as the curse is the Hermit. So we'll start with the bad news here. So in regard to this year, you're being called to be in situations that are going to force you to go inward. Like you might deal with some narcissists, you might feel really alienated, have a hatred for life, bitterness. This is when you really need to go inward. This is telling you, the trees, when it gets cold, a lot of them will become dormant and they'll start building their roots. They'll start growing underground. So this is an underground year for you in regard to your challenges. I would say that this is also the symbol in the Kabbalah is Yod. It's the foundation of all the other Hebrew letters. This is that Tiferet, the balance energy, and all the other combinations emanate from this Yod. So this is the Divine Father. So you're going to have issues with the Divine Masculine this year. You're going to have some issues. Maybe some kind of father figure will give you difficulties. Maybe the energy inside of you. Fathers are going to be a theme for you in this year in regard to your challenges. There's a level of purity in this challenge. You're being developed a level of purity. This is the sign of Virgo, which is the Virgin. This is the. This is So you're starting to listen. You're starting to get all the voices outside of your life that are not helpful, and you're starting to listen to yourself this year, because maybe you've just had too many times where you like bounce out in the Newtonian. You keep bouncing in the external and you can't quite seem to see what's happening. Well, go inward. I would say that another aspect of this, go where you're afraid of others. I want you to show compassion, inwardly or externally. The fears that you have towards others, start showing compassion and face those, especially internally. This is a very internally oriented card. So yeah, so also if you want some extracurricular reading, you can look up the I Ching, which is 52. This is keeping still, mountain. And the mythology, if you want to look it up, is Nestor. So the opposite also, this is a constructive growth. So I want you to thank the universe that all of these challenges that are coming to you are producing growth and in a constructive way. So give thanks for this and anticipate it. Also, yeah, a lot of reevaluations. Stop wanting to be so many things. Start knowing yourself instead. It'll be so much easier. All you're wanting is just making you more and more impoverished internally. Go inward, right? And that's why life is forcing you to be in situations where you feel like this, because you're supposed to. At the core of your being is your talents, your uniqueness. And I feel that you're going to find the definition from within. This year, you're going to find out the creative essence is in you, and you're going to see it take hold. So find what's meaningful or heartfelt to you. Stop letting everyone control your life. Make your own decisions from the sage within. And so if you want some assistance, I recommend The Art of Being. These are like three very powerful Taoist literature: The Art of Being, Tao Te Ching, and the I Ching. This will really help you with this powerful inward energy. The hermit, some see as a sage. Go and find the sage within. It'll illuminate every place that you've been feeling lost, right? If you have to go under a tree for a whole day, once a week, do it. Make it happen, and the sage will come to you. Give Mother Darkness her space, and then she'll give you whatever you need. She'll make it happen. I would also say consider the spine, which serves as a switchboard for all the nerves in the body that mediate movement. When the spine is kept flexible and healthy through proper rest, relaxation, and active movement can be undertaken without strain. When the spine is held erect in balanced sitting posture, the inner balancing of meditation can take place. Treat your vitality as if it were a candle in the wind. Protect it as though it were the only light in a dark forest on a moonless night. Avoid external conditions that threaten to snuff out the precious flame. Be careful not to suffocate it with your ambitions or worries. Call time out to relax. Take your shoes off, sit a spell, and let go of thinking. Meditate on just being. This is from the I Ching, so there's a little taste there for you. And now we're going to go to the middle way, right? This is your challenge. This is the harshness. This is the bitterness. And what is going to be the stabilizer that takes you out of this? We have which is very, it seems to be in unison with the kind of feminine energies Isaac was talking about. This is the moon, and this very 12th house energy. So we have a longing for inner sources is actually the energy of this card, which is also the energy of the hermit. So this is becoming a theme here, right? This is going to stable you. The challenges that you're going through are going to isolate you with the hermit. But let me tell you more, Libra. And by the way, if any of you have a significant amount of Libra in your chart, this applies to you, or sun, moon, and rising, or any of your friends. Share this video with them. Tell us your thoughts. What resonated with you? I read every single comment on here, and we're excited to read it. So please connect to us. We're building this community with you. And we appreciate your support, so we can continue to do what we love and elevate consciousness and help humans continue. Because maybe if you had this knowledge, you would be more equipped for the energies that are happening all around you. If you're watching this, you're meant to be here. Like, this is the vibration that we're a vibrational match right now. So yeah, I would say the world of emotions is coming up. The reality of the inner world is beckoning to you. And the more that you heed its call, the things in your life you're wanting to stabilize, they're done. They're stabilized. They're happening. Know that this energy of affection and intimacy and sensibility and sensitivity is your greatest strength. This card is pointing that out, that you're being called into a greater intimacy with the divine. The priestess is in devotion with the hidden things. With the moon, you can see the moon at her feet. She's wearing the moon on her head, right? You're communing with the unseen, with the inner nature, with divine yin. This is Nuit. This is the Egyptian goddess who is the night sky. Your awareness here, it's a mysterious wisdom. She's veiled, and when you look past her veil, you see the immortal beauty. That immortal beauty will have you rise above as the central middle path card, above your problems and above your blessings. Oftentimes, it's what people think is their heaven is actually their hell. I guarantee you, what you want when you experience the abyss, and everyone experiences the abyss, whether it's afterlife or in this life, your wants will torture you. What you think is your heaven is your hell. And what you think is your hell is actually your heaven. So I want you to remember, look at this card. See how she's sitting in between. She's sitting in between darkness and light. See these two things? Get less caught up on heaven, less caught up on hell, and you'll balance them both. and be able to go where you want in your life, right? So career-wise, consider doing something that you can express your healing nature, your Librarian nature. Figure something where you can start. And in your career, I want to encourage you, this is coming to me, you need to pay attention to the divine, the unseen things in your work. Maybe you're not getting the promotion because you're speaking to the human. Humans are the sock puppets of the gods. Maybe you need to speak to the manager. Maybe you need to put on the Venus Beej mantra or the Saturn Beej mantra and do it, do it 500 times per day. Maybe you need to commune with the aspect of the divine, talk to the manager, and they'll figure out the situation with your career, with your work. I would say that, yeah, so the career, you're going to take on a more passive energy, and you'll be exalted in that passive energy in regard to your career. So in regard to your relationships, you're going to have a lot of time alone. Whether you have a partner or don't, you're going to be forced to take a lot of time alone. And when you are with people, you're going to lean more towards the emotional side, because we have as the blessing is the King of Cups. So this is all over a pretty yin, pretty feminine reading here. We got the masculine with the Hermit. So relationship wise, you might meet somebody who is very, very introverted and very in touch with their emotional life. And you'll be the person that sees the gold in them that no one else is able to see. And that's the beautiful thing for your relationship this year. Whether it's your partner or whether you have yet to find someone, I feel you will see the gold in them that no one else will see. And it'll mean the whole world. And they'll light up. They'll light up for you. So that's in the relationship sphere. So I bless you with that. Some more of what's happening. The lunar consciousness with this card. Very Scorpion energies. You're going to be meeting Scorpions. You're going to be meeting spiritual circumstances. Maybe you're going to meet a ghost, right? Maybe a god's going to appear to you. The divine's going to, jump scare you in the best way possible. And I want you to remember that the high priestess, she's not dictating how the divine should come to her. When a demon, when a spirit that is angry or this or that comes to her, she recognizes that everything has a purpose, that there's a divine spark here, right? So take the situations in your life that you are feeling to demonize or to look down upon, and I want you to see the divine in it. I want you to recognize you brought this to yourself, honey. You brought this to yourself. No one else is bringing this to you except you. Don't demonize any aspect of the divine. Show it the compassion. The high priestess, I consider as an extremely compassionate energy. She sees dark and she sees light. She treats them equally. She's not demonizing the darkness, and she's not exalting the light, right? She has a sensitivity and a passivity that allows her to do that. And you're being called to lean into those energies. Don't ignore your intuition. Maybe you've been not listening to your intuition. That's going to stabilize you. And you're going to be able to trust it more than you ever have this year. Make more time for spiritual studying. In regard to the short term, the first part of the year, you need to take some time to step back from what you're doing. Go on a retreat. Go and journal. Get deep inside of yourself, right? So now we're going to the last part. This is the ooey gooey cinnamon roll of goodness and juiciness and bliss, and right? This is the sugar part of life. You are blessed with emotional control, emotional experiences that add depth and wealth. This is Aquarius and Pisces. You're being able to dive into the sensitive aspects of life. You're being called into maybe a profession or meeting with an artist, a spiritual advisor, a therapist, or in delving in these practices. This is the Holy Grail, right? This is, you're tapping into something very holy, very beautiful. And you can think of a beautiful castle. And this castle, you're going to have experiences of great depth and resonance. You can think of also for this card is the resonant light trail of a comet, the reflection of the sun. You're experiencing the scent of juniper, wormwood, vetiver this year. Very, very grounded, but still watery. Very, it's able to flow. So you're having blessings with, maybe you're going to meet some very sensitive souls, some very beautiful people, or that part of yourself is going to shine here. I would say that, what else? Yeah. You're going to be able to redeem yourself. Different situations that you've messed up. There's a grace here. You're going to take on the more poetic side of your nature. And that's going to bring a lot of joy, a lot of goodness. You might prosper by, putting your poetry out there, putting your art out there. Maybe you've been doing it for years. Put it out there. I feel that this is the year to do that, right? And this is the universe speaking to you. Also, the blessing of this will also lead to what we talked about in the curse. This beautiful energy, I feel like, will be enhanced by your getting alone. So all of this is speaking to that yin. This is where you're working on your divine yin, right? You're surrendering to love this year, that Pisces energy. You're surrendering to the more dreaminess of the world. You're surrendering to the more subtle aspects, the secret knowledge you are finding. This is the secret wise men. This is Protus and Nursus and Phorcus. Some other keywords here. Intuitive knowledge, mysticism, union, helpfulness, right? So I bless each and every one of you to find the illumination in all of your abysses, to find the light in the darkness. I bless you to be not the right-hand path and not the left-hand path, but the middle way. May your year produce all of the fruit that the deepest part of your soul has been longing for. Thank you for joining us on this Libra 2024 and 2025. What's also amazing is that if you resonated with this reading, if you feel called to work with us, we can give you more one-on-one help through questions. We have a monthly reading on Patreon where you can ask us a question and get an astrology and tarot reading. They go hand in hand. You'll be able to uncover secrets about yourself that you didn't even know, that give you the power, they give you the compassion, they give you a lot of that. And if you feel called, please support what we're doing. I have memberships according to what anyone can afford. And even if you can just do 1 month, consider helping to expand your knowledge. I myself love astrology. I do astrology, and I pay for readers, right? So it's really good to support this community if you've been enjoying this channel, and check out the other offerings. Check out the other things on my channel that might help your spiritual growth, as well as Down the Wombat Hole. He has some amazing content, really deep on what's happening in the world. What are the secret darknesses that are lurking there? Why don't you get lost in the rabbit hole, the wombat hole, and check out his side as well. We really appreciate you coming to this channel, whether you found us through the content I've been making on tarot or whether it's an astrology thing. We deeply appreciate you. So everyone have a beautiful day. Peace.